And honestly, when I was thinking of, who I'm going to... Shut up. Just shut up.
Just about had enough of you. Go that way. You'll be malfunctioning within a day, you nearsighted scrap pile. And don't let me catch you following me, begging for help, because you won't get it.
Welcome to the show! I am the Star Wars Daddy, and I'm bringing you another video, obviously. And what is this video? It is a featured video from my collection of all of my R2-D2s and C-3POs. These are the droids you're looking for. And when I was deciding on who I was going to do this feature on, I wanted to do it on main character. And I was like, oh, I don't have that many R2-D2s. I don't have that many C-3POs. I'm just going to smash them together into one big video. And then I started picking through my collection, every R2-D2 and C-3PO, and realized I have tons of items. And so what we'll do, I don't want this video to take forever. The weird stuff and the minor type things, I'm going to go through super fast. And then when we get to kind of the big items, I'll take my time on those because those are what really people won't care about. And you got something like this. Oh yeah, there he is, R2-D2, and we've got a C-3PO on my shirt. And so, yeah, this is the whole entire video is going to be dedicated to them. Before we go anywhere, make sure you do the biggest things you can to help me that are free. First, you can like this video, you could subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you're notified of all the upcoming content that happen on Sundays and Wednesdays, and then a whole bunch of shorts that happen in between those videos that are released. And these videos that happen on Sundays are videos like this, stuff that's in my collection, CAS unboxings, reviews on things. It's just miscellaneous Star Wars stuff that happens. And then every Wednesday, we have the eBay Star Wars listing videos. That is where I recap what happened over the weekend of all my Star Wars sales on eBay. And I give shout outs to every single person. And we do a feature on some figure from the movies so you know where that figure showed up in the movies in case you're not well versed on every single item in Star Wars. And speaking of these types of videos, this one right here came out last Sunday. And it came with a little bit of a giveaway that actually is going to be announced this Wednesday. So if you see this video on Sunday when it's first released, you have time to go watch this video, figure out how in the world to get put into the drawing because it'll happen here this evening. And then I will announce it on Wednesday's episode 46, I think, of eBay Star Wars listing videos. And this video is not my normal eBay videos. I think maybe the thumbnail wasn't clear. Really didn't get as many views as I thought it would. It is actually a bunch of crazy eBay listings where sellers put their feet in pictures, put their dog potty pads next to the figures that they're actually selling. A bunch of crazy stuff, outrageously priced items. That's what I went over. I reviewed it all here. It's a longer video, but there's tons of content. I actually took out a lot of content because it went over an hour, and I was like, okay, nobody's going to watch an hour-long video of this, so I had to cut it down. But tons of crazy stuff. You got to check this video out, and it's your one chance very quickly on today's date, like I said, to get put into the drawing to win a PvP graded Chewbacca from UKG, 85%. You got to check it out. And then we also had a CAS/collection unboxing where I had a collection come in. I was blown away by it. This was probably 4 months ago. There were some items that were just in such incredible condition. I was even saying when I was opening, I got to send these off to be graded. There's no way I sell these in these conditions. I got to send them to be graded. So I held on to that video, sent some item off to be graded. Then I got them back into the CAS unboxing and I mashed them all together. It's a mashup of a CAS unboxing and a collection unboxing where I pieced together two videos into one and mix and match where I was pulling the figures out of the collection, then it shows their grade and all that stuff. And there's a whole bunch of graded items at the end of the video that were not part of the collection I got in, but were part of a CAS unboxing that I did get. And so you got to check those items out. And then those eBay videos right here, episode 45 was right here. Incredible items that were sold that weekend. And again, high price points, average somewhere around $35 per item in this lot. And we had a lot of fun over there, giving all the shout outs to all of you, But without further ado, let's get into all of my C-3POs and R2-D2s that are in my collection.
In order to make the comic relief work, you have to create two characters that are very, very different from one another. So I made one a little astro droid that had no human resemblance at all, and then the other one, which was a more elegant translator droid that was more anthropomorphic in nature and more programmed to interface with human beings.
All right, first one is what we saw there in the intro. There's that R2-D2. He's going nuts, lighting up. This is directly from Disneyland. Got this for my son when we were there, when he was maybe 4 or 5. He's 15 now. So this is maybe 10 years old, and it was part of the night parade, one of the night parades. So we purchased this so we had something to light up when all the characters were coming by, and love having this still in the collection. Anybody want C-3PO soap? No, nobody does, but I have one. So I'm not sure how that's possible. If nobody wants one, then I have one. But it's a chatty C-3PO. This talkative droid is always seen with his pal R2-D2, but now you can be his buddy. What? Uh-oh. Now you can be his buddy too? Okay, that's kind of weird. C-3PO soap, and now you can be his buddy by wiping him all over your body in the shower. Oh, let's see. Lather up with C-3PO. He's your best pal when it comes to keeping clean. That's maybe inappropriate.
I am C-3PO, Human Cyborg Relations, and this is my counterpart, R2-D2.
Hello.
I've got this thing here. I have no idea what it is. It's called Structures, Action Walkers. It's sealed, C-3PO. It's a scale model kit, so I assume that it's a model that will end up looking just like C-3PO. And I'm probably going to make a short where I speed up the camera and I piece this guy together really fast. I have no idea what else I'm going to do with this. It's from K&K Toys, $4.99 back. I have no idea. It seems like it's a little bit older. But anyways, that's in the collection. We got a couple of Wonder Bread cards here. We got a 7 graded by PSA for the C-3PO. And we got a 6 for the R2-D2. And here's the backs of them. I have the whole collection of all the Wonder Bread action figure cards, the trading cards there. And so those are the ones that are in my collection. We've got an R2-D2 Bendum. I actually have 2 of these. I tried to sell this at a garage sale for like $2 and nobody purchased it. And actually, nobody purchased a lot of the items I had for super cheap because nobody came to the garage sale. So that was kind of sad. I did have a few people show up over the summer at the garage sale and take a few items, but some of these items that I felt like they were just like giveaways, people just didn't want. Nobody wants Bendums, and nobody wants modern Star Wars items, apparently. Look at this thing. It's a Peachy. At least that's what I used to call it when I was in school. These are called Peachies. They call it a portfolio in here, right here. Portfolio. But this is a vintage one from 1977, it says. 1977, and there it is. I would have loved having this going to school. I would have had lots of friends back then if I had this Peachy. Here's a big modern item. It's a collector's pack of the Power of the Force 2 action figures. We got R2-D2, we got C-3PO, and a Stormtrooper there in the middle. I tried to sell this at the garage sale for like $4, I think, and I couldn't sell it. And so it's stuck here until I can get to some sort of an event where I can find somebody that wants something like this for very cheap, because I can't ship it. I don't think it's worth the amount that it would cost to ship it. So it stays here in the collection until then. Up on my wall behind me, I have a bunch of framed Star Wars items. I have no idea why I framed some of these. I think I just was at my old house. I was looking for stuff to put on the wall. And so a bunch of magazines and whatnot came through the collection. And this here is the Famous Monsters Star Wars Spectacular, a Warren magazine. It was $1.25 back in the day. Over 60 fantastic photos. Oh, well, geez, this shouldn't be framed. We should have this where we can actually open it up and take a look what's in there. Looks awesome, except something happened right here. I think something happened right there. It's like a big tear. I didn't even realize. Oh, that's why it's against the wall. But anyways, that's one of the items I have that's up on the wall there. We got R2-D2 and C-3PO in that famous scene where R2-D2 is beating Chewbacca at that game that they're playing, and then Chewbacca gets upset. Here's another thing that's up against my wall there. It's the Star Wars Official Poster Monthly, issue 7. The Droids of Star Wars, George Lucas, a man and his movies. Oh my goodness. $1.50 for this one. I guess it was a bunch of posters. And then on the back, hey, okay, you know what? I don't think that was actually a tear on the other one. I think it's on the inside of the glass. It was there was probably a price tag thing there that was glued on, and I just didn't take that little glue piece off. Hopefully it's not actually stuck to the magazine now when I go to take this out at some point. But a lot of cool items here on the back. There's those belt buckles. You remember those belt buckles? And then we got the land speeder. And I guess this is a way that you could actually order these things. Yeah, we got codes and stuff. This is stuff we could actually order the figures. This is actually pretty cool on the back. We have the Darth Vader mask, a Stormtrooper mask, the radio-controlled R2-D2 there, the laser pistol. We got the TIE fighter. We got one of those lightsabers with the blow-up. I think it's the blow-up ones. But pretty cool content here on the back. And here's a People magazine. This is back July 18th, 1977, 60 cents for this guy. We got Confessions of a Mafia Wife for Buck Owens, Marriage is Sure No Hee-Haw, and the Loonies on Fernwood Tonight. And then after all of that stuff, we get to the main portion of People Weekly and It's Star Wars, the talented folks, all under 40, who gave us C-3PO and the Summer's box office sizzler. And here's the back. Oh my gosh, we've got some Hublin margarita. Yeah, and so look, it was some sort of price tag thing that I ripped off inside of there. So it's actually, those things aren't actually damaged, but beautiful, beautiful magazine cover with C-3PO.
R2-D2, a pleasure to meet you. I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations. I beg your pardon, but what do you mean, naked? My parts are showing. My goodness.
Real quick, let's get one of those comics out of the way. This was actually given to me for free by the action figure grader, John, on, I guess I purchased something from him at some point, maybe a year ago or so, and he just threw this in, didn't even tell me. So I opened it up, there it was. I hope he meant to send it to me because otherwise I've got somebody else's item. But I'm pretty sure he just threw it in because he was just getting rid of stuff and appreciated the purchases I made from him. But this is the Star Wars Droids #1 from Dark Horse Comics of April of 1994. So pretty old. It's an older one. I thought this was actually more modern. But yeah, I guess it was from 1994. It's a 9.8 by CGC. And beautiful cover there. You can see me actually in the background. I show up right there in the background because it's a black background. Perfect. But C-3PO and R2-D2 there. And if you know all my other previous features, you know I've got those Muppets Mashup figures. And we've got Bunsen. Oh, God. Bunsen just lost his glasses that, man, they barely stay on this guy. He doesn't have eyes. So they just have glasses because he actually doesn't have eyeballs, in the show. It's just glasses, which makes it kind of silly. And there he is. He's R2-D2. And of course, the two scientists, right? They're these guys. And there's well, wait a second. This is Beaker. This is Bunsen. Bunsen, Beaker. Beaker is C-3PO. Bunsen's R2-D2. And there they are. And then they did the Disney mashup of Star Wars. And then we've got Pluto. He is R2-D2, or at least he's in an R2-D2 outfit. Yeah, I guess it's more of a costume because here's his legs coming through to go into the feet there. And it's kind of like Oscar the Grouch in the garbage can. That's kind of what this reminds me of. There he is. Here's a C-3PO. It's one of those Spain cartoon ones that came out. And let's see here. I'm trying to see the date. The date's on the back of his hand. You can probably see it. I can't see it, but I bet you it shows up right here on the back of his arm. And you can see it. I cannot see it. So there it all is. It'll show up on your TV. But there's the print there on the arm. But this is one of those ones that's made in Spain. And I've got this. It sits up here behind my Lili, Ledy, Jabba the Hutt playset. All right, this is the Power of the Force 2 on figure to the Millennium Falcon. So the Millennium Falcon, I think it was the Walmart edition of the Power of the Force 2, came with 5 exclusive figures. And this is one of the figures. I got all the other figures. They're behind me over here with the Millennium Falcon. And that's the R2 that came with that. Then I've got these two R2-D2s. I love them because if you push on them, they both make noise. And I think they're actually different ones. Yeah, they're different R2-D2s, but they both make noise when you push on them. I will be very bummed the day that those batteries go bad, but actually it looks like I can just open them up and put a new battery in there. So these will last the rest of my life. And then we got the Sail Barge R2-D2, a modern one. Not sure if this guy does anything. Let's see. I'm looking at it, pushing. I don't think he does anything, but just looks really cool. So I have him up here with my Jabba the Hutt playset with all the other figures there, since this is the Sail Barge one. And too bad they didn't make this with the old Kenner version. I mean, imagine what they would have done with that and how cool that would have been. Getting back to some C-3POs, this is also from the exclusive Walmart 5-pack that came with the Power of the Force Millennium Falcon, and that's the C-3PO version. He's got a silver leg down here. The rest of his body's gold, but it goes with that R2 we just discussed. This one here is a weird one. I took a chance on this one. I purchased it from a collection where I've purchased lots of my items, a lot of Glasslite figures, Ledy figures. It came from a collection where a son was selling off his dad's collection. His dad had an amazing collection based on the items that were being sold. Everything checked out. And the son didn't know anything about these. They were all labeled in baggies that his dad had. So he's just going off what was the label was in the baggies. And I sent all those off to be graded. We'll go over some of those items actually that are here with all these figures. And this one, he said, he thought it said Mexican or Mexico on the baggie. But I think this is just one of those stripped C-3POs. I reached out to all the experts that I know and could not come up with any information at all of if this was a Ledy, if it was a prototype, if it is a bootleg, what I could find. I couldn't find anything out at all. I think it is just a stripped one because I've had some other stripped ones that kind of looked like this. They were just a little, they're all different colors underneath the chrome that's put on them. But this is the removable limbs C-3PO. There is sort of a white texture on the ends there, which would be a Ledy version. But I can't remember I'm not thinking right now of what the COO would be for the back here, if that would be Ledy or not. Let's see if these other ones, they have white. Yeah, it looks like there's white on the inside of those. So who knows? But again, I think after all my research, I have decided it's a stripped one. Somebody just put it in the chemicals and took all of the paint off of it. And I only spent $30 on it, so it's not a big deal. But that's what that one is. Here's a custom C-3PO by Shane Davidson of 5 Idiots Talking Toys and Rogue5Toys.com. I purchased this. There's his signature right there on the back of the figure. And he went nuts with the blue chrome paint. It's beautiful and some splatters on there. And I've got a whole bunch of his items right down here that are all custom. And he's actually selling some right now on Rogue5Toys.com. So make sure you check that out. Become a member. It's free to become a member. You got to answer a couple questions, and they'll let you in to the club. And then you can actually purchase some of these cool items. He's got all kinds of figures and awesome paint jobs on them. All right, I got some baggies from the diecast line. We got a C-3PO and R2-D2, but these come with that die-cast vehicle of the Millennium Falcon when it came out. Right, there's a little mini one that came out, and it's actually incredibly expensive. There weren't that many made. I think they were only made in Canada, and I probably should have had it here so I could show it to you. But I'll pop a picture up so you can see what I'm talking about. And these are some of the figures that came with it. I think there are 5 of them that came with them, and these are all still in their baggies. And then I've got all the stickers and the inserts and all that stuff. I just don't have the box. That's super expensive if you get one that's in the box. It can be thousands for one of these guys. And there they are. Who likes trading cards? I do. And here we got the normal C-3PO right there from, I don't know which line this was. It's obviously the green version, but it says 1977 on there. So maybe it was, the blue was the first. So maybe green is second. This is the second edition that came out. And then we've got that rare run where somebody messed around with C-3PO. And there's the other one on the back. And he's called the excited C-3PO compared to the original. And it was caught and stopped, so there aren't that many of these that are available. But you saw this guy on my shirt today. And CAS actually has a display where they'll put both of these cards next to each other and grade them inside of an acrylic. And so I am thinking at some point I will do that so these will be displayed appropriately instead of having to flip them around like this. But love these 2 cards. All right, I just got a bunch of loose R2-D2s. I actually have removable limb C-3PO up here in my case and a regular C-3PO up there. I just didn't want to get them out. I have to get up on a chair, and it's dangerous. I've dropped items, graded items, and that's why that Chewbacca, that PvP Chewbacca is cracked, the one that I have a giveaway for. because it fell after this whole thing came down and smashed all of my graded figures up there, and they all fell to the ground. Big bummer. I have a bunch of figures in there that now have broken tabs and stuff inside of them, but I did not want to go in and get them, so we just have some R2-D2s that are loose here. This does not look like the greatest edition of a R2-D2, but it's the Taiwan version, and so I put that up in my collection.
Did you hear that? They shut down the main reactor. We'll be destroyed for sure. This is madness.
Then we've got a regular R2-D2. Here's just your regular Hong Kong one. Oh, the back, look at that. We've got some browning and yellowing on the back, but the front, look at the display on the front. This is a beautiful R2-D2 from the front. This is the sensor scope R2-D2, little yellowing. Okay, a lot of yellowing on the back. Listen, I've got graded versions of all these, so these ones just fill up the void in my collection where I've got loose figures, and so it's, it's a decent figure. Here's one. It is a sensor scope one, but look, the paint has been stripped off the top, and it's like white underneath. I got this in a lot of figures and thought it was cool, so I put this up on display. And here's probably the nicest R2-D2 I've got. It is your Lili Ledy R2-D2. It's in rough condition like all of these are. At least the sticker's all there. It's just yellowed and browned, but a little bit of fading to the chrome on the top. I mean, honestly, I've seen, ones that are in worse condition sell for over $100. And so I'm just happy to have this in my collection. I don't have a graded Lili Ledy R2-D2 in my collection. And so, at some point I might just send this off. It probably gets a 35 or a 40, but at least it'll be in acrylic and it will look more displayable than this. All right, I'm going to randomly go over all my graded items now. We're up to the graded items, and here is your baggied C-3PO with the removable limbs. And we have a baggy style Return of the Jedi -C. Your removable limb C-3PO, 90.2. It's a 90. What an incredible baggy to get a 90 in. This is awesome. And looks incredible. A 90. Wow. All right, we'll do an R2-D2 baggy. Now we just did the C-3PO one. I think that's what I'll do. I'll just go back and forth with the R2-D2s and C-3POs. And this is your sensor scope R2-D2. And it's a baggy style ESB-C. We got an 80% on this one. And a beautiful figure. Tape is intact, or they wouldn't have given me that high of a score. Little ding maybe on the N here on Kenner, and that might be why the grade came down. Otherwise, the figure looks beautiful inside. There might be a slightest yellowing that's happening. R2-D2 is actually in pretty decent shape in there. Here is, man, this is a weird looking C-3PO, isn't it? With the red eyes and kind of a weird chrome. Well, this is a Mexican bootleg. And this is from the 1990s. It's a 60 plus, which I don't care about. These bootlegs are super hard to even get, and they're even tougher to get a high grade on. But this is a semi-articulated bootleg, gold with the red eyes. There's the back. Beautiful figure. Absolutely love this in my C-3PO collection. All right, we had a one-off of the C-3PO there. We got not really a one-off, but a little bit different R2-D2 here. I've got a short that just came out about this one here. I actually had unused parts, unused sticker sheet. I put them all together, sent them off to be graded, took the risk, and came back with an 80 on this one. This is the R2-D2 from the Droid Factory from 1979. This is a beautiful figure. The crazy thing is up for sale right now, I've got a 75 of this version graded. And the difference between that 75 and this one is night and day. This one's beautiful. And the other one is kind of crummy looking with the yellowed sticker and all that stuff. And it got a 75. I don't know how this was only 5 points higher. This I thought was going to get an 85. It's absolutely stunning. Beautiful item.
Hey, whoa, just where do you think you're going?
Master Luke is your rightful owner now. We'll have no more of this Obi-Wan Kenobi gibberish. And don't talk to me of your mission either. You're fortunate he doesn't blast you into a million pieces right here.
Okay, if you've seen my Tokyo Toy Hunt, then you've seen these figures. I'm going to show you the thumbnail right now. It's just popped up. And the one after this one will also be from that Toy Hunt. These are from the Gachapon machines back in the late 70s, early 80s, where there are these giant balls. And I had shorts and all that stuff. You should check it out on my YouTube. Shorts and stuff. These balls that would come out of the machines, and they would have these random like eraser type Star Wars figures in them. And C-3PO, you can tell this is apparently a female C-3PO with boobs there. She looks great. And then R2-D2, I'm assuming that's a boy. Yeah, it looks like it's their boy there between the legs. I got this from the famous Star Case store from Tokyo. It's very well known by collectors. It's hard to find. And he had these in there, and I had to get some items. These are just awesome. And what did we get on grades? Nobody's seen these. I just got these back from CAS. It took forever to get these back. And these are 1980s. Maruka Keshi is the actual company that made these things. They're in Tokyo. And we got the R2-D2 blue. We got the C-3PO orange. 90 pluses on both of them. A 93.5 on R2-D2. A 93.8 on the female C-3PO. And there's the backs. And that's how you know that they're real. They got these like holes in the back of them for at least this company. There's actually multiple companies that made these. And I'm probably going to do a little short on these ones because CAS has a thing that they threw in with these when they returned them, giving me $50 off if I make a video on my next order. So I'm going to make a video on these and get $50 off my next grading. And there they are. And then the other thing I got from Tokyo is this graded mint on card R2-D2. And what is this? This is your 2011 Medicom Toys Star Wars Kubrick Unbreakable R2-D2 limited edition. Oh my gosh. The card got an 80, the blister got an 80, and the figure got an 85 for an overall yellowed 82.1. I knew it was yellowed when I got it, but the other ones he was asking too much money on them, more than I was willing to spend, and I wanted an R2-D2 anyways from the ones that he had available to purchase. But there's the back. Pretty cool item, and what a great grade for this, and it looks incredible in my collection. All right, this is your removable limb C-3PO. Who cares, right? It's just your normal removable limb C-3PO. But no, it's not. This is your Ledy Star Wars loose action figure from Hong Kong. It only says Hong Kong in the back. It's actually from Mexico. C-3PO with removable limbs got an 80 from AFA. There's the back. It actually has a specific backpack that goes with it that has different circles and square sequence that happens, but you can't see on C-3PO there. But there is the front of this figure, and an 80 is awesome on this Ledy. Super hard to get, especially with the backpack. Here's an R2-D2. Unfortunately, his head is tilted. He's looking over to his right, our left, and oh no, you're seeing the score. It's a 70%. Why would I have this in my collection? Well, it's because this is the R2-D2 Solid Dome POCH. It's the early Spanish released figure from the POCH factory. Incredibly hard to get. And I got a screaming deal on eBay for this item. I think it was actually featured in a video from John the Action Figure Grader, and I was the one that picked it up, and he said it was a steal. I knew it was a steal when I got it, but incredible item. And for 70% for a POCH on an R2-D2, I mean, I'll take it all day.
Noisy brute. Why don't we just go into light speed? You can't. How would you know the hyperdrive is deactivated? The city's central computer told you. R2-D2, you know better than to trust a strange computer. Ouch! Pay attention to what you're doing. R2, come back at once. You haven't finished with me yet. You don't know how to fix the hyperdrive. Chewbacca can do it. I'm standing here in pieces, and you're having delusions of grandeur. You did it!
All right, we got another C-3PO. Oh, boring C-3PO here. Well, again, I'm going to surprise you. This is your 1977 Ledy Star Wars C-3PO. Again, it has a Hong Kong CO on the back, but it's from Mexico, 75 plus, and it has that flathead screw in the back. And that's what depicts it from being a normal C-3PO. Normal C-3PO has the Phillips screw head, and this is your flat screw head, and it's got a specific COO. The paint is specific to the Ledy factory, and incredible. I love this in my collection. Here's a last 17 Power of the Force pop-up R2-D2, and it's an 80 plus. How beautiful is this? 1984 Kenner Star Wars R2-D2 pop-up saber, the no COO, one line LFL, 83.6 overall. This is in beautiful condition. I love the display. I love that they put the lightsaber next to R2-D2 so you can see everything that came with them. Beautiful paint, beautiful chrome. Love it. And here is a C-3PO, and this has a very dull paint to it. And it's because This was featured on this thumbnail right here. It's popping up. It's a Glasslite C-3PO. This is from Brazil. It's a 1988 Glasslite Star Wars C-3PO, no CO, one-line LFL, a 70 plus. Here's the back. I mean, look how smooth it is. That flat paint that they have. And it's a no CO there. You can see it's just got a little raised bar there with nothing on it. No Hong Kong or anything. And I picked this up from that guy that I got this from. And this checked out. And again, everything else checked out. I think I actually got that Ledy, this C-3PO. I think I actually got that from him too. So all these items checked out. I had a bunch of Yodas that checked out as well. They were Lily ones and some other rare items. But yeah, this is beautiful Glasslite. Incredibly hard to get, especially at a grade this high. And to match that with the C-3PO we just saw, here is your Glasslite pop-up R2-D2. And this got a 70. It's 1985 Glasslite Star Wars R2-D2 pop-up lightsaber. No CO, one-line LFL, 72.3 overall, almost the 70 plus. And there it is on the back. Its saber here is different than this saber here. You can tell right there. Look at the color differences. And the shapes might be a little bit different too on the tips of the sabers. And the hilts could be a little bit different too. But as you can see, these two are completely different. This is your Kenner released one right here. And this is the Brazil released one. Completely different paint jobs. I love the flat paint that they put on the R2-D2 up here. It's kind of more cartoony looking. Same thing that happened with the C-3PO as well, with the flat paint that they used on him for the Brazilian factory. But that is it.
Going? What do you mean you're going? Going where are you? No, wait! This is no time for heroics! Come back!
Okay, and real quick, I forgot about my R2-D2 cooler. It was in the corner of my collection. And as I was editing this video, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot one of the best pieces in my entire collection. This thing is life-size. It's a cooler from Pepsi. It came out in, I think, the 90s is when it came out. Maybe it was the 2000s. I forget. I made a video about it earlier on a mail haul video. I think it was maybe July's or August mail haul video. I had this featured. But anyways, this thing's gigantic. And at some point, I will actually use it as a cooler. Right now, it holds a bunch of plush and stuffed animals that are vintage that I put in here just because there's no other place to put them in my collection. And I can't wait to have some sort of a party, fill it with ice, put some drinks in there, and have people actually reach their hand in and grab a drink from this amazing cooler.
Going? What do you mean you're going? Going where are you? No, wait! This is...
Okay, we did it! We got through all those R2-D2s and C-3POs, even the weird ones, and stuff like, why in the world, Star Wars Daddy, is that in your collection? Well, I tell you what, I purchased tons of collections, and sometimes there are items in those collections I would rather have people not send me, but they still send them to me, and then I end up with them, and I can't sell them, or they're not worth the shipping costs, because I have free shipping on all my items on eBay, right? So I have to be able to sell it for more than what those costs are going to be, and if I can't, I'm not going to lose money, and they end up staying here. So yeah, we had some weird stuff that probably wouldn't be in somebody's normal collection, like the inappropriate soap, where C-3PO becomes your buddy in the shower. I know that, well, I know somebody from 5 Idiots Talking Toys that loves all those soaps and shampoos. And I think I got that from him. So he had more than one buddy, shower buddy. And he needed to get rid of one of these, and I picked it up. I think it was super cheap, and I think I'd already purchased other items from him, so I just said I'll throw it in my box. But we had Glasslite figures, we had POCH from Spain, we had Lely's from Mexico, Kenner versions, we had stuff from Japan. What? It really was a little bit of everything. Mexican bootlegs, everything. It was awesome. And so I'm pretty surprised that I had that many C-3PO and R2-D2 items in my collection, because when I was thinking about this, I was like, oh, I better put them into one big video because I don't have that many items. And honestly, the graded items, I think I have 5 of each. Oh, now 6 if you count the Japanese ones. So I've got like 6 of each graded items. So I was like 12 items. That's going to take me 3 minutes to get through. So I started searching my whole collection. Glad I found all these weird things that they were in little nooks and crannies of my collection. And we pulled those out. And so, yeah, glad we were able to make a pretty nice video. We had clips from C-3PO and R2-D2 all throughout this video that make it fun to watch. And so hopefully you enjoyed your time. Coming up, I think I'm going to be doing my October mail haul video next. It'll be next Sunday. That will be everything that I've got in my collection. I'm looking at it over here right now. There's a big pile of stuff right down here that I want to show you that I've added to my collection over the last month. Many of these items just come in with the collections, and I say, oh, okay, I'm going to keep this from this collection, sell everything else off. Or there's some items I've purchased or stuff I've got back from CAS over the last couple months that have been sitting around. They just haven't shown you. It's all over here, and we will do that next Sunday. This Wednesday will be episode 46 of my weekly Star Wars eBay listing videos. Make sure to check that out. We have so many amazing items that are up for sale. I've got graded items that are going to be up for sale. I've got a blue snaggletooth coming, last 17 figures, vehicles, playsets, pretty much everything you can imagine and want from Kenner Star Wars items I sell on my eBay account. If you're wondering how you get there and you're still watching this video, I appreciate it. Go down into the description of this video, and I got links there for all my socials where I post TikTok videos and Instagram stuff, and there's also my eBay account. Make sure to click on that. I think we're up to like 1,400 followers there, and I've sold over 24,000 Kenner Star Wars items over the last 15 years on eBay. So it's a trusted person, which is me, and you have to trust me because I'm telling you to trust me. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And before we go, please, if you could, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can be monetized by YouTube and make, 12 cents a video. That would be incredible to get to that point. But I've got big ideas coming for next year. I'm coming up on my 12-month anniversary, which is I think the first week of December. So we're nearing that. We're like at 620 subscribers right now. It's unbelievable. And we're inching our way towards something bigger. And I have a ton of ideas. I promise you, this brain is working. I don't want to be like all the other channels. I want to be similar. Of course, we're talking about the same stuff, Star Wars, but I want to do something different and innovative. And so that's what I am trying to come up with, is all these different ideas as we go into year number 2 here. So stick around, watch my videos, support me by liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell notification. Send these videos off to somebody else. Share them. If you think there's somebody else that would appreciate this stuff, I promise you, big things are coming in year number 2, and you're going to want to be here for it. And until the next time, excited C-3PO? Oh my gosh, who is your daddy? Oh, there goes my whole camera. Fun. We're having fun.
I'm not sure that's such a good idea. It's a very long draw. Oh, to where are we going? I couldn't possibly go.